Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing some Legacy, and today I have a deck from the BoshNRoll Patreon resident mad scientist Milan, who was inspired by last week's Intruder Alarm brew and decided to take the same kind of idea, and that idea is welding creatures in and out infinitely with Goblin Welder for fun and profit, and tuck it back into a Painter shell. The deck last week was inspired by Painter, but didn't actually play Painter. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was a wild one. But Milan has returned it to actual Painter, and then also made it a Goblin deck featuring Pyre of Heroes, which requires a critical mass of relevant card types for you to work your way up the chain, and has distilled the infinite combo from a bunch of awkward cards to just 2 awkward cards, which are Scrapwork Mutt and Thornbite Staff. He also worked Urza Saga back into the deck, a card that I did miss. It was an angle that was not possible in the 2-color version of this build, but we're back. So let's talk about the lines here. Pyre of Heroes is central to this deck. 2 tap, sacrifice a creature, search your library for a creature card that shares a creature type with the sacrifice creature and has mana value equal to 1 plus that creature's mana value, put it onto the battlefield. Let's talk about the creature types in this deck. This Goblin Artificer can become this Goblin Artificer. Then this Goblin Artificer can become this Human Artificer. And that's as far as that chain goes. Bray's Apprentice can do other cool stuff in the deck. Skirk Prospector can become Goblin Engineer, which can then become Bray's Apprentice. Den of the Bugbear and Mutavault can become Skirk Prospector or Goblin Welder, because they are goblins. That costs 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. We can tutor up 1-drops here. Universal Automaton has all creature types, and it can come out of Urza Saga Chapter 3. And from there, it can become Painter Servant or Goblin Engineer, or even Scrapwork Mutt if you're desperate. But hopefully we're a tutoring Painter Servant in that situation. The real fireworks are with Fable of the Mirror Breaker. The Goblin Shaman token that you make on Chapter 1 can also be pyred into Goblin Welder or Skirk Prospector to start the chain, or Universal Automaton. You can turn any of the zeros into Automaton and then turn them into Painter to get a route into Painter Servant if that's where the game's headed. The flip side of this, though, is also a Goblin Shaman, Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. When that comes into play, Thornbite Staff, which is tutorable by Goblin Engineer and can be welded into play, will equip to it automatically because whenever a Shaman enters the battlefield, you may attach Thornbite Staff to it. Otherwise, the equip cost is 4. And the equipped creature has 2 tap. This creature deals 1 damage to any target, and whenever a creature dies, untap this creature. The second line of that's more important than the first. Whenever a creature dies, untap this creature. If we have an active Reflection of Kiki-Jiki equipped with Thornbite Staff, we can copy Twin Shot Sniper, deal 2 damage to something, sacrifice the copy to make 1 red. A creature died. That means we untap our Reflection, and that's infinite mana. There's a 3-card, or not infinite mana, infinite damage. There's a 3-card infinite damage combo right here. You can also pyre Reflection of Kiki-Jiki into Twin Shot Sniper, which can then be pyred into actual Kiki-Jiki, who is also a Shaman, who can pick up Thornbite Staff and do all of this with haste and without costing 1 mana. Basically, if we get Kiki-Jiki with a Thornbite Staff on it, paired with Skirk Prospector, we can go infinite with Bray's Apprentice, Twin Shot Sniper. I guess we could technically have infinite sacrifice triggers, or this is infinite mana, right? Kiki-Jiki doesn't cost the 1 to activate. Any Goblin we make a copy, sack the copy, untap the Kiki, float a red. Yeah, so it's infinite mana with literally any goblin. And then infinite attack power, or flip your deck with Breya's Apprentice, because the copies have haste and they bring their own artifact. So you can flip your deck till you're happy, or sack artifacts to make a single attacker +2/+0 as many times as you want. And then Twin Shot Sniper is, of course, infinite damage. And then we come full circle all the way back around to the Intruder Alarm combo, which is if we equip Thornbite Staff to Goblin Welder, which is not a shaman, we will have to pay the full 4 to get that done. But if we get there, if you weld one artifact creature into another artifact creature, a creature will have died, which untaps the Goblin Welder. So you can use Scrapwork Mutt with any other artifact creature, Painter Servant, Universal Automaton, Dragon Engine, and loop them back and forth until you find the Twin Shot Sniper, at which point you start looping Scrapwork Mutt and Twin Shot Sniper and deal 2 every time. That's another infinite damage loop. And while all of this is going on, we can also just Painter Grindstone our opponent, or outvalue them with this mid-range stuff. We have the normal 6 blasts that are in Painter decks. There's a lot going on here, and I'm excited about it. I only made one change to the deck. I added a second Fury to the sideboard. Milan's original list had a Fissure Wizard in the sideboard, a card I had never seen before in my life. The 2-mana 2/1 that you can rummage when you come into play. It's a Goblin. I get it, it's like tutorable and fireable, but I couldn't imagine ever boarding that card in over a card that's already in the deck, so I just went with another sideboard all-star in mono red decks in Fury. And that's what we got here for you. Milan is a brewer, loves convoluted lines, and there are many of them in this deck. Let's go do this thing. This is Milan's Pioneer Goblins. On the draw in round 1, with a hand that can Entomb for Grindstone and then spam Painters onto the board. It has a plan. I'm going to keep it. Just like any mono red deck in Legacy, or any non-blue deck, if they turn 0 reanimate us, we're dead. Are we a Chalice deck? Okay, that slows down my Skirk Prospector. That was going to be my turn 1 play, but I guess I'm just playing Painter Servant now. So painting things blue, this could be 8 cast. If painting things blue turns on forces, but I still think it's, well, I can't destroy the Chalice anyway. I think I paint things red to make Fury better. I have multiple painters. If I need a different color, I can paint into it. If I just painted their Furies red and they're actually red stompy, then I've been gotten by my own excitement. But if they pitch a card to Fury this painter, that's not even a huge deal because they have many. No shortage of painting here. Art supplies are in stock. Tilt. Yeah, they just pitched the City of Traders for Fury. Yep, you got me. I got myself. 8 cast is a more popular deck than Red Stompy. I'm not going to feel too bad about that. Lotus Petal. Chrome Mox. Uh-oh. If they take the initiative right now, I'm in trouble. Angie's Ravager. Okay. I don't like that either, but it's better than them having the initiative. Mox Opal. I like that a lot. That lets me double spell this turn. Opal. Great Furnace. Painter. I am going to paint things blue this time. Then I'm going to shove Grindstone into my graveyard. They do get to draw 4 cards this turn. I'm not excited about, but... And this... Painter, Grindstone are actually in the wrong order to kill next turn, so they're going to draw a lot of cards before I get to do anything to them. Because you can activate Grindstone, then flip it into Painter. You can't flip Painter into Grindstone. Oh, I have other artifacts laying around. I have Great Furnace. It's fine. They do need to clear Painter this turn. Not blocking, just hoping that their 3 cards don't answer what I'm doing. I have a Mild Cradle of Brew. Does this cast Once Upon a Time? Yeah, that is the card that I thought was going to happen. They revealed City of Traders, 1 card left in their hand. Are you dead? There's 1 unknown in their hand right now. Is it possible their deck contains Boseiju? And if so, can I play around it? Float red. Flip Mox Opal into Grindstone. And 1, 2, 3. Getcha. Do you have a burn spell? Okay, they let that resolve, which means I get to look at their deck. Okay, we are Gruul. The Yavimaya is not just for fun or to take damage off stuff. We have Minskin Boo, Undermountain Adventure, Caves of Chaos Adventure, Angie's Ravager, Boseiju, Trinosphere, Chalices. Okay. I see what's going on here. Right, the plan of spamming Painter. Certainly got that one done. Snaring Bridge seems relevant to my interests here. Graveyard Hate, not so much. Meltdown is an awkward card to include in this sideboard. That probably should just be a Braid. Yeah, I wish that was a Braid for sure. But here we are. We've got Goblin Crater Maker. That can destroy Chalice of the Void. So can Meltdown. It might take some number of my lands with it. How much respect do I want to give to Chalice? Are they even going to leave Chalice in their deck? Soul Guide Lantern doesn't matter. Soul Guide Lantern could matter if they have like a Gaia's Blessing, if they're really not interested in losing to Painter. But I have infinite damage combos if that comes up. This deck could play Collector Roof. Yuck. Should I have all my Furies in? The Blasts are a lot worse because my opponent is not blue and they're a Chalice deck. Needle can name Minskin Boo. It needs to. Also named Boseiju. Okay, I'm in for that. The blasts are just going down and down and down. And unlike traditional Painter, we don't have a bunch of lightning bolts and ways to get scrappy in the red zone. So we are mostly in on some version of our combo somewhere. We want Goblin Matron in. She can tutor Crater Maker. I would cut another blast for it. Sure. And do I want to just go to 0 blasting at Sharpshooter in? I don't think Sharpshooter really helps my life here. Okay, there is one blast in the deck, just in case I paint things blue. Uh-oh, this hand has the 1 of blast, only 1 land, and it's a land that's susceptible to all manner of hate. I'm gonna mulligan this. Yikes. Have you ever wanted to die to Blood Moon so bad that you just kept a hand? I think I have to mulligan this too. This Mox Opal's never turning on. Fury's fine, but if this hand could cast Welder, I would keep it, but it can't. Okay, a hand, finally. Keep this one. I have Grindstone and I can get Painter, and that's a line on its own. I don't really want to bottom Crater Maker, but I have taken a mulligan, and this is my life now. 2 of these cards have to go. I think I'm going to get rid of the Fury, and it's either Crater Maker or Great Furnace. Alright, Crater Maker. I'm just keeping the straight line to my Goldfish, and hoping they can't disrupt it. On 5 on the draw, I think this is a reasonable strategy. How good was that 7, though? That's exactly what I mapped out my sideboard to be able to do. Kill some creatures, kill a Chalice, and combo. But it wasn't a 7. Traders. Lotus Petal. Another Lotus Petal. Okay, we got Minskin Boo, we got the initiative. What's going on here? You've achieved your 4 mana on turn 1 that I'm sure your deck is built to do. Unlicensed Hearse? Shit. I would have preferred Caves of Chaos Adventure. Oh, sick. Get wrecked, nerd. Okay, I'm gonna play the Grindstone, and then next turn I'll play Needle on Hearse and Goblin Engineer. God, they're just passing with 4 mana up. I hate this so much. What is going on right now? Or I could just Paint her from hand. Alright, I'm gonna Needle Hearse first. Unlicensed Hearse is sleeping now. It can't be crewed or activated. And I guess the way I tapped, I have to play Painter. I'm gonna name white or black. I think black is safe. Black and white are both safe here. Red turns on their Furies, blue turns on their Pyroblasts. I don't know if green does anything, but I'm not interested in it happening. They are a green deck. Like Force of Vigor. Yeah, okay. Force of Vigor works if I name green, which I didn't. Wow, they pitched Collector Oof to force me. Fascinating. Oh yeah, the double Lotus Petal unlicensed Hearse start is pretty awkward with Collector Oof. Just good deck building. The third Lotus Petal. Okay, now if they play any threat, I'm dead. Oh my god, they have some kind of 6-drop. Big Chandra. What is happening right now? Oh, Hardcast Fury. Yeah, that works. That's an effective thing here. And they could crew and bash for 2 if they want. It's pretty safe to do here. Not interested. Alright, I gotta beat a Fury somehow. That's a good start. I'm gonna play Fable, and I'm probably gonna loot away Engineer. It's just not helpful with this Hearse in play. And let's find the Goblin half of the deck. They are hellbent over there. They've gone all in on this. But I don't have infinite time here with Fury, and Ancient Tomb is a big part of my mana source, and Fury beating down. Interested in finding my own Fury, which I can hardcast here. It's the Goblin Shaman. There's 3 of them in the deck. Ancient Tomb is getting... I'm discarding both of these. Get them out. Phyrexian Dragon Engine, I don't hate. Make my treasure. But I wish I drew that Dragon Engine for turn. I could have... Oh no, Unearth is an activated ability that they can exile in response, so no. Never mind. This Hearse is causing all sorts of trouble for me. Dragon Engine. Unfortunately, it's not going to draw 3 cards because it didn't enter from the graveyard. My plan is to go to 4 from Fury this turn, and then flip Fable, and then chump block for a turn, and then I can use Fable to block every turn after that, and tread water until I win somehow. That's my plan anyway. I think I gotta use my life total as a resource here. Using their pedal. Hate this. Oh, Simian Spirit Guide. I have that thing beat, that's fine. I have a 2/2 double strike in play. That flips into Kiki Jiki. I do have cards in my deck that rummage, so I'm not going to play out this land right now. And I'm just going to pass from here. This is the blocking turn. If they fire up Unlicensed Hearse, I'm actually in trouble. Probably should have done that last turn, actually. Alright, they did fire up Unlicensed Hearse. They have 2 lethal attackers, which means I have to block with both my things, but that means Phyrexian Dragon Engine will be in my graveyard, which lets me unearth it this turn, draw 3 cards, and then maybe have a chance. Okay, kind of wishing I made my land drop last turn now. There's a Saga. Yep, that's a magic card that I enjoy. Then I'm gonna have to take 2 regardless here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unearth this. Draw 3 cards. Alright. Gonna play Skirk Prospector. I'm going to attack my opponent for 4. This is gonna leave the battlefield anyway. I have 2 blockers. They're both Skirk Prospectors. And then next turn, I can untap and copy Matron. I don't know if that does anything. Ancient Tomb is now off. Any 2-power object they can put into play screws this Hearse and lets them attack with Spirit Guide. If they have any Stomp or Fiery Confluence effects, I'm dead. If they Fury my blockers, I'm dead. There's a lot of things I'm dead to here. I'm just going to hope they don't have any of them. They've crewed the Hearse. I'm going to have to lose my Prospector here. That's too bad. Pretty excited about that card. It's the treasure. Copy this. Block, block. I do have the mana to Goblin Matron and copy it. Okay, deck, let's get this Goblin engine online. Oh my god, a Goblin. Land for turn. I'm gonna Matron. This can get Crater Maker, who is not helpful this turn. Twin Shot Sniper is possibly where this game needs to go. How much mana do I actually have? The answer is 4. Next turn, I'll have 5 briefly, and then it'll be gone. But Twin Shot Sniper welds back and forth with Great Furnace and kills this Spirit Guide. And I'm holding Welder already. Oh, right, but they have Hearse. I think I need Crater Maker here to kill the hearse, and then we do other stuff. Grab Crater Maker, play Welder, and then I can copy Matron, have Insano value blockers. Just have to fade all the things I said last turn. Any form of direct damage, anything that crews a third creature. And I can block now, but I lose my Welder. Fury is my biggest concern at this moment, I think. I also get to tutor next turn, which could grab the Automaton. If I draw an artifact worth playing, it could get Opal. Mana is kind of my gate at this point. Oh, if I'm playing Twin Shot Sniper next turn, then I'll have 3 artifacts. Alright, crewed the squad. They're attacking. I make another Matron. Is it time for Twin Shot? That's a very good card to make copies of. That can kill Fury. And I'm chilling. Alright, yeah, I'm getting Twin Shot Sniper here. Block with the Matrons. We're going to my turn again. Draw was Scrapwork Mutt. That's an exciting one. I don't think I can use any mana to make a construct here. Just going to tutor, and I think it's going to be Opal. I could try to set up a Grindstone win, but I think I'll just take my time on that and play this Twin Shot Sniper. And I think I want to snipe the Spirit Guide, because I can make a copy of Twin Shot and Chump Block Fury return, and then next turn I can answer the first with Crater Maker. This is tight. They have a lot of good draws, but I am, if neither of us draw a relevant card for the rest of the game, I am currently ahead. It moved into combat without furying me. I like that. They're deciding if they have attacks or not, and they determine that they don't. That's cool. Alright, Ancient Tomb and City of Traders just dies. Wow. That's big news for our hero. I'm gonna copy Twin Shot in the end step and go upstairs. That's handled. People of the Mirror Breaker is a powerful magic card. By Crater Maker. Alright, I'm definitely playing Crater Maker. This hearse is a problem, an ongoing issue of mine. Or is it? No, if I play Fable this turn, that gets an extra Goblin into play. It lets me loot away this Scrapwork Mutt, and then I can unearth it. If they respond to unearth, I can Welder, and I can manipulate around the hearse for now. Rehearsing some random junk out of my graveyard. Got it. Not even dead to Fury anymore. Wow! Oh my god! They stuffed the crap out of my Painter deck and then died to my Goblin deck. That was a great game. Off to a good start, Milan. Turn 10, opponent shame scoops to a Goblin engine. Let's friggin' go. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7-Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7-Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7-Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7-Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better. I'm on the play in round number 2, and my hand is pretty dope. I'm just going to shove red cards on this deck until one of us dies. I'm also going to play Universal Automaton on turn 1. Let my opponent wonder. In my deck that cares about both artifacts with Mox Opal and Welder, and creatures with the Pyre, playing this out is kind of a free roll. And if they spend a prismatic ending on it, good. The only argument against is it's a reasonable card to loot away with Fable. Please bolt this. Silver. Disappointing. Happy to offer this trade, though. Get in. Daze and Wasteland are both trouble for my deck right now. Wasteland more than Daze, because I have... If they have both, I'm in trouble. If they have one or the other, we can muscle through it. Silver didn't flip. Goblin Shaman holding the fort. You have Wasteland. Fable got in, though. Start there. Second Delver means I'm not getting bolted, and I'm going to have treasures. Mountain, I'm pretty interested in. I'm going to loot away. Prey's Apprentice is a reasonable card to cast. It's also a reasonable card to have in my graveyard. I'm going to put away Apprentice and one of the Fables. Pyroblast is a good find. Offer all these trades, happy with any one of them. Didn't daze me last turn, and Delver didn't flip. And we're in there. No surprise. Delver flipping, revealing Force of Will. Okay. It's a card I'm now aware of. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay, we are going to race. And I'm a little worried about this Force now that there's 2 DRCs in play, because those could easily become 3/3s off double Surveil trigger. Oh, I like this Twin Shot Sniper, though. I'm going to discard this Mutavault, and I don't think I'm going to send the Mountain. I have use for that. But I do have a shitload of treasures. I actually think I am going to lose the Mountain. Yeah, there's a bunch of lands in the deck. Likely to redraw one anyway. And basic Mountain gets played. Attack with all my things. Treasure, treasure. Now I have to decide if I want to snipe a DRC or an Aberration. The Aberrations block poorly, but DRCs aren't 3/3s yet. Could also just wait on all of this. All of this can be done at instant speed, unless I want to cast the Twin Shot Sniper, which I don't, because I know they're holding Force of Will. But if I get Twin Shot Sniper into play, that makes Reflection even better next turn. But if they get Delirium, I lose. Literally just dead. Oh no, because I would kill a Delver. So if I cast Twin Shot Sniper, they force it. I Pyroblast Force, I kill Delver, I'm at 3 and dead to Bolt. That also assumes they get Delirium. But even if they don't get Delirium off the Force, they're likely to find a cantrip to keep the party going. You have Den of the Bugbear that can attack next turn as well. Okay, I think I'm just going to pass here. After much deliberation. It's land, kind of whatever. Narset Parter of Veils. I'll let you surveil once, for sure. There are 2 card types in the graveyard now. Surveil again. Now there's 3 card types in the graveyard. That's still not... Yeah, I'm still not concerned about this. They aren't active yet. They've made their land drop. Narset can take a look. Found Ponder, that is the 4th card type, but they can't do it right now. Do I get to just go off with Twin Shot Sniper, protected by Pyroblast next turn? At 6, if I don't do anything. They're at 8. Alright, I'm going to see what these attacks do, and then, because they haven't committed to an attack yet, I'll do my math once they've committed. There's a version of this game that I just go nuts without casting another spell into this Force of Will. Okay, so if I go to 6, they have 2 blockers, I can kill one of them with Sniper, and that does not give Delirium. So they have 1 blocker for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage, and they can block 3 of it. I have them dead for Xaxes here. Alright, I'll take 6. Step Twin Shot a DRC on the channel mode. I've counted correctly. They block Den. They take 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, okay. Tomb. Fire up Den of the Bugbear. Attack your life points directly with all my creatures. And the 1/1. Cool. Outmaneuvered Delver. Just multiple Fables. Eventually added up and did it. Fury. Fury. Snaring Bridge is a reasonable thing with all these combos in my deck. Soul Guide Lantern's not irrelevant in the matchup, so I'll probably leave that in. I don't really want to go into the Trin grind mode. Sharpshooter does pick off some large number of their creatures on arrival. I think the Thornbite staff going infinite is extremely unlikely versus this deck with zillions of removal spells. I think trying to rely on any of the creature engines is probably a mistake. Just having things that are good on rate on the front and make my opponent deal with them on a 1-for-1 basis. while I accrue 2-for-1s in additional value. I think that's how we should handle this. Do I want Needle for Wasteland? Are they going to have Soul Guide Lantern? I don't think that's the type of Graveyard Hate Painter usually plays. It's usually Surgicals and maybe a Grafdigger's Cage. I still like Kiki Jiki, even if we don't go infinite, it's still a messed up thing that my opponent will struggle to deal with. And if we're going fair, I actually think Goblin Matron rules. Scrapwork Mutt is still good. There's less going on with Goblin Engineer now. But Skark Prospector gets a lot worse without staff in the deck. Okay. Just going fair goblins here. Painter goblins. Oh, heck yeah. This hand is really good. Pretty soft to Wasteland, but I can get the party started with a Welder. They went to 6. And they have a land. This could represent Lightning Bolt Days, all manner of thing, but go ahead. You're going to have it later if you have it now. Might as well put my spells on a stack. I'm not going to wait till I draw into Duress or Force of Will, because guess what? Those cards are not in my deck. It's got something for 2 mana here. Channeler, and probably a spell for Surveil. Chain Lightning, sure. That works. Don't have the red to send it back. The creature's dead. Got me. Now I face a real decision of trying to get Saga online or playing out my Mountain to make sure my 3-drops can start being cast, and I'm getting Saga online. I don't think that's actually a difficult decision at all. This just makes them have Wasteland right now or they're in trouble. Exile Chain Lightning, get them further away from Delirium. A Brainstorm. Do I want to Red Blast this or save it for a Murktide Regent? I think I want to save it for a threat. Especially since that turns on Daze and they haven't made a land drop yet. Just a helpful situation if I let them Daze me here when I don't have to. Okay, they're fetching right now. This does represent 7 cards from Murktide. I'm just going to zap their graveyard right now. I'm not trying to get my Tide murked. And if they don't do anything, I just go into the Saga hole here. Start making constructs. That fetch land into no play makes me think they do have Murktide Regent in their hand. This is 5 for a Murktide. That's still not a Wasteland. They did not attack because they don't want to trade. That means they don't have a Lightning Bolt either. Or they just don't want to use it in this fashion. A Fury. This is going well. If they have Dress Down, that's kind of annoying. I get Opal though. Try to play around it. Have just run smack dab into Meltdown, unfortunately. Okay, Meltdown is a complete freaking nightmare. Anything else I'm feeling good about? Guess I didn't have to play out that land. Wow, no Meltdown. Okay. We are chilling. If you tell me you don't have Meltdown, I'm gonna believe you. There's a Grindstone for additional damage. It's another artifact. Attack for 10. No blocks. They're just at 3, living their best life. I'm gonna play around Daze here and hold up Red Blast just to get another value engine going. Alright, they are hard casting Daze. In desperation mode, they need anything to happen here. They'll pay for the Daze. Probably have more than one. Oh, okay, double Daze. Milling a Wasteland. They milled a Chain Lightning and a Wasteland, both of which are reasonable cards. Must be chasing the Meltdown just to be alive at all. If my read is correct, I expect a Murktide Regent to arrive this turn and at least engage me in combat a little bit. But I have Fury and Red Blast that can punch through that. They actually do need a Meltdown or Dress Down to clear my constructs. They're dead. Yep, there's Murktide Regent to the surprise of absolutely nobody. That was a really good Soul Guide Lantern. Heads up, read. 3 turns ago, or else this thing would have been in play. Okay, so I can Fury or Red Blast or Fable or just attack. I'm going to start with Red Blast. That seems like an easy one because they're just dead if this works. Great. Wow. Yeah, their hand must not come together. The Soul Guide Lantern did just enough to throw off their vibe, and no Wasteland. 1 burn spell wasn't enough to stabilize. And off we go. 2-0. Undefeated with Painter PYRE Goblins. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play in round 3. I have my first appearance of Pyre of Heroes in the league. I'm going to keep this. And I have the Universal Pyreable Threat and the Thornbite Staff. All the weird stuff that has not come up yet in the 2 games we played is present. Or Delver. Cool. Shuffled their library. I guess this could be Sneak and Show. Interesting. There's a Grindstone, which goes with the Painter that I can flip this Automaton into. Trying a land to get Urza Saga going would be pretty nice next turn, deck, if you're listening. This is Sneak and Show, then I have to tutor Soul Guide Lantern with Urza Saga because they're a deck with Emrakul. Another Ponder. Scalding Tarn. They chose to shuffle, then played Scalding Tarn. This is feeling like a combo deck to me. Just my vibe saying combo. I think I would rather leave up Red Blast or Saga Activation than play out Grindstone here. If they don't do anything, I'd rather have a 5/5 in play. I guess the YOLO swing is play Grindstone, flip main phase into Painter, pass the turn, untap with Soul Guide Lantern and 3 mana available. Wow. They are trying to hide what deck they are. This is either a Delver deck that really didn't come together, or it's Sneak and Show, and they want to act like I don't know that already. I'm going to board like this is Sneak and Show. Ensnaring Bridge, Pithing Needle. Needle is for sneak attack, Sting Scourger, Ancient Goblin's Technology versus Show and Tell decks. Matron can tutor the Sting Scourger, Crater Maker can kill an Emrakul. If they are Sneak and Show, Painter is unreliable unless I have Soul Guide Lantern in play. Does that mean I'm getting off Painter entirely? Just being this Goblin value deck? That's pretty risky, if true. If that is happening, what does the rest of my plan look like? The rest of my plan is go off with Thornbite Staff while hiding behind a wall of Red Blasts and permanent based hate. Yeah, I think I am gonna cut the whole Grindstone combo and hang out with +1 Surgical Extraction, then all these things that make it hard for their deck to win, and then I'll just try to Thornbite combo them. I don't level 1 lander, but I am gonna keep this. It has some secret mana in the form of Scourge Prospector. Oh god, Ketria Triumph. What is happening? Maybe they did effectively hide what they're doing. Nobody knows. Scourge Prospector, let's go. Really love that land here, especially if it's Ancient Tomb. Oh, we're a Painter Mirror. They did, in fact, effectively hide what they were doing. But they painted it blue against a mirror. Interesting. Nice. Drew the mountain. I'm going to Pyroblast their Ketria Triome. Then I'm going to Red Blast their Painter. Awkward. Beatdown mode, activate. I hope that was a good exchange for me. We'll find out soon. They're not going to paint it blue for me again. Brachus. Okay. That card doesn't matter. Do you also have white cards in your deck? Wow, interesting. I'm going to float red. Better in my graveyard than it is in exile. Maybe it's the same. I don't actually know. Seems like it should be better in my graveyard. Automaton and Fire. I could play Mutt here. Yeah, I think I want to hit my land drop if I can. Mutt will loot away Automaton if it resolves. We're in there. Discard Automaton and found Urza Saga. Paid off. Back up to 3 mana. Are they also a Show and Tell deck? Are they doing both? Is this a Bring to Light deck? What is going on with the 4 colors of mana? Teferi's pretty good. That bounces Urza Saga, but then Teferi dies. Okay, bouncing Mutt is a thing you can do as well. Protects Teferi for a turn. I think playing Fable is better than activating Saga this turn. The concern is if they have a counterspell, that's a full turn cycle blowout. My Automaton's already in the graveyard, so there's no Pyre line that starts with a construct. I could just play 2 creatures here. I could play Scrapwork Mutt and Prospector or Engineer Prospector. Fable's so good though. What am I engineering for? It would have to be the staff. I'm gonna go for Fable. Please don't kill me. They had the Force. Disappointing. But they lost a Brainstorm off of that. They don't seem like they're about to combo off. I don't know. This is weird. Barry has plussed. They are a show and tell or bring to light deck of any variety. They can that in my end step. Oh god. Okay, my opponent is a complete maniac, and their deck is crazy. And I respect it. There is a Pithing Needle in my deck that can name Minsk and Boo and get some temporary relief from this horrible situation. Float. You need to cast spells here. Can't make a construct. Needle. Minsk and Boo. Timeless Heroes. Scrapwork Mutt will loot away Phyrexian Dragon Engine. And Goblin Welder is going into play for sure. This is how we win this game. They've got 1 card left over there. Send it. Barry has to spend a turn plussing before it can minus again. Gives me a bunch of looks at Pyroblast, Inner Servant, and from Hellbent. Okay. We have no more cards. Painted it red. Makes Fury a little better for me. But I think I only have 1 in right now. Yeah, I didn't bring in the others. I didn't expect all these permanents out of them. All these damageable permanents. Fable, good. Skark Prospector is free. Air quotes free. Pay for itself. Welding, but into Dragon Engine. So let me draw 3 cards. Yes, looking for Pyroblast. Found Urza Saga. Which I'm not totally distraught about. Saga can go in. I can escape my Mutt, unearth my Mutt. But I'd rather weld it back and forth. Or this is still another draw at Pyroblast. And I do have other artifacts in my graveyard. Okay. Yeah, I am going to Mutt, actually. Welder can still Pyroblast here. Or Prospector, whoever this is. Discard this Great Furnace and found Surgical Extraction. I don't think that's helpful, but I will get to see their whole deck. What card am I worried about right now? I'm going to attack Teferi, because this is going to die anyway. Let's see if they're scared and want to protect their painter. Nope. That is the correct response to that block. Okay, losing 2 life here is far from free, because this Minsk and Boo, if they want to eat their Teferi, Minsk and Boo is active this turn. I think I want these prismatic endings out of their deck. And more importantly, I want to look at their deck. You hid your information so well, game 1. Now I will take all of your information from you. Urza Saga, Uro, Teferi, Plow, Mox Opal, Pithing Needle, Otawara, Pyroclasm, Jesus, Shadow Spear, Grindstone. There's 2 Minsk and Boos in this deck. Blue Blast. Okay. Well, off you go then. One of us is dead in short order. We're going to find out soon how aggressive they want to be with this Teferi. If I were them, I would bounce Pithing Needle, make Boo a 7, and just get to work here. Swords of Plowshare is a pretty good draw. I cannot sacrifice this. It's not a Goblin. Okay, they're not going in on Teferi yet. Next turn they can bounce and... Or they could be going in on Teferi on Saga, but that's a big waste of a Teferi. No. I would not agree with that play, and they didn't make it, so it's all good. Second Welder lets cool stuff happen. I'm going all in here. Second Welder. I can flip Needle into Automaton or Pyre. Pyre do anything right now. And I'm going to wait for them to target it with Teferi. I'm not giving it to them for free right now. That will at least stop them, A, a card draw to Fairy, if that's their bounce. Also, this weird thing is happening right now where if I hadn't boarded out every Grindstone, they'd just be freaking dead right now. Oh, I have to block, don't I? Or else they just kill me second main. Disappointing. I'll go to 1. Yeah, kind of sucks. If I knew this was a painter mirror, I would have boarded out at least 3 of my painters anyway, but I would have left in the Grindstones. Hopefully they just give me the benefit of the doubt here and concede to their own painter. They could bounce their own painter. That's a line as well. Which is really funny because I could weld their painter into their painter and stuff that draw and also make it look like I have lethal. I hope they concede if I make this play. Bouncing my other Saga. Okay. I'll float mana with that. Have your own Saga. And here I am, deeply embarrassed that there's not a Grindstone in my deck. For blue blasting my Saga in response to making a construct. I could flip painter into painter, but then they would just name red again. Okay. All right. Guess I have to weld into Pyre. What's even in my deck right now? Goblin Engineer is the only 2-drop Goblin. Needle is kind of keeping me alive, but Construct is a big creature. Just use their Teferi, so they can't answer Needle right now. Yeah, I can turn Needle into Pyre, and then flip that back next turn. Maybe. I don't know what's going on right now. Not drawing an artifact, that's a shame. That would have given me a real attack through the Painter Servant at Teferi. And there is no timing tricks I can do. I can get whatever the best artifact in my deck is into play right now. I'm going to flip their painter into a different painter just because it's funny. See if they name a different color. Checkmate, nerd. Still red. Sacrifice Goblin Welder. I don't have like a Portal to Phyrexia or anything. Oh, Sting Scourger gets me through onto Fairy. Interesting. Forgot about that one. Engineer can do what? Get Rhea's Apprentice? Is that actually good? But if I do that, then I don't have Pithing Needle. Alright, I guess I need Sting Scourger here. Oh, I don't like this. Crater Maker actually kills Painter rather than just bounce it, so that's better. I'm not using this mana for anything. Crater Maker. Oh no, that doesn't work because of Painter! I've made a huge mistake. Should have been Sting Scourger. Colorless non-land permanent. I have effed it up. This has been a comedy of errors. Sting Scourger could have bounced Painter. Instant Boo, Timeless Heroes. And pass the turn. Yeah, not having a Grindstone in my deck here has cost me the game. I will double block this Boo if it attacks. Hope you didn't draw a removal spell. Okay, they can have 1/1 Boos for the rest of the game. They're going to have Painter next turn, though. Or Grindstone to go with their Painter. That's not a removal spell. I can flip into Sting Scourger. But then I'm also dead. Okay, this was a weird game that I did not play great. Okay. Yikes. Alright, crazy deck. Fury's coming in. I'm bringing one of my Grindstones back in as well. Just one. I'm not going to give them a painter to grind me off of, but they didn't seem to have the same trepidations. Soul Guide Lantern does not seem important for the matchup. I no longer suspect them to have an Emrakul. I don't have to suspect anything. I can just look at the screenshot of their deck that I took. They have Life from the Loam, Ensnaring Bridge, Ottawar, Pithing Needle, Pyroclasm, Shadow Spear, some Uros. Yeah, they're just an everything soup deck. They're playing a BoshNRoll deck. Not one that I've actually played, but one that would certainly be featured on this channel if someone sent it to me. I think this is a Magus of the Moon matchup. They have 0 basic lands. Okay. Another change of plans. Gonna cut Ensnaring Bridge, now that they're not a show and tell deck. Surgical Extraction still works against Uro, but now I have a better idea of what's going on, and I'm not worried about Uro. And I don't want Sting Scourger. Okay, I'm in for this. On the play, no red. Heartbreaking. I'm mulligan this. Red, but that's all it is. Do I think 3 red blasts is going to win this game for me? Probably not. I'm going to mulligan this again. Okay, there are 2 lands here and stuff to do with them. I will keep my hand. Fable is the best card in this hand. Twin Shot Sniper does stuff. Fable discarding Dragon Engine is probably my engine here. Yeah, I'm gonna... But Pyre does also... It is castable and then does things with 2 mana. Okay, I think I have to put back Matron and... I guess it is Dragon Engine, as much as I'd like to discard that. Okay, I'll give the Pyre a chance to Pyre. Scrapwork Mutt. Is this better than Pyre? I think so. Yeah, I'm going to play Mutt and discard the Pyre. I really want to get this Fable going. I think that's my best route to victory. Found another Fable, not another land. There are no 3-drop dogs in the deck. Instep Brainstorm. They have a Saga. That is a route towards a win condition. And they have a Painter. They are on track to find their thing before I find my thing. I'm going to attack and then snipe them if they block. And I'll play Pyre if they don't block. Yeah. Kill that thing. I'm still going to die to this Urza Saga if I don't figure it out real quick. Caracas. Okay, I also found an Urza Saga, which can cast this Fable, and I'm suddenly playing the game. My Urza Saga can find a path to Grindstone. We know their deck's full of blue blasts. Force pitching Uro, wow, okay. So we'll see how we do on this 2 turns behind their Saga board state. Just tutoring. That's kind of scary. Oh, yep. Gonna name Saga now. Put me behind the 8-ball. That is importantly not a Grindstone, though. They did name Saga. And more of a Saga deck than they are. They have 4 mana. They just Midskin Boom me here, which appears to be what's happening. Son of a biscuit. Alright, we're looking very dead here. That Mull to 5 hurt a lot, and my hand missed a land drop on an important turn to cast Fable the Mirror Breaker. Fury can kill Midskin Boo. And I am facing down 6 damage every turn. Or I can actually do a little better than that. I'm going to Unearth Mutt, discarding Pyre. Hope I find a different red card to pitch. Ah, shit. Why am I playing so bad? I could have animated Mutavault here, killed Minskin Boo, then also killed Boo the Hamster instead of Fury to kill both. Yeah, that was bad. There is a 4/4 in play now instead of a 2/2. And my Urza Saga can pop, but that's all that's happening here. Yeah, that would have been a lot friggin' better if I had played my land pre-combat. Was not on my radar and I didn't adjust to new information. Just tunnel vision, being bad. Okay, good spell. Skark Prospector, probably not the good spell we're looking for. Automaton Needle Grindstone. I could just float Grindstone in play and dare them to ever play a Painter. Seems pretty bad though. Automaton, there's 1 Pyre left in my deck. Automaton would be great if I still had a Pyre, which I don't. None of these are removable spells. I don't have a Painter of my own I can spike. Do I just Needle Minskin Boo? Needle Caracas? The Dragon Engine is still in the deck. I could... No, I'm nowhere near 5 mana. I was about to say I could get Grindstone, start value grinding myself, just try to make something happen out of the graveyard. Oh, that seems so bad, though. Alright, I'm going to get the Grindstone and give them a chance to mess up. Skark Prospector. And I know they're an Uro deck. I'm going to Grindstone them anyway. We're in full YOLO, hope something sticks mode. Mill to Painter. Damn. Now they're less likely to cast it. If I had tutored Automaton there, I could have thrown my whole board under the Boo. Skark Prospector, Mutavault, Automaton is 4. Chose to shuffle. Yeah, this is so bad. If this was a 2/2 instead of a 4/4, that turn cost me so many draw steps, just not adjusting to the information that I was given. Okay. This is probably too late to matter, but here's this card. Loaded white. That means I'm going to get my cloud. Yep. Which does not add a turn to the clock because it's a 4/4, not a 2/2. Shadow Spear, okay. I already wasn't winning on a damage front. But now this thing doesn't die to Fury either. And I boarded up my Sting Scourger. And my Ensnaring Bridge. I don't think I have any outs here. Thornbite Staff. Yep, I am dead on board. Yeah, that turn was rough. These non-blue legacy decks are all about sequencing and using your onboard tricks, and I failed to do both. This Mutavault was just sitting in play the whole time. Could have picked off Minsk and Boo, kill Boo. Then I'm dealing with a 2/2 instead of a 4/4. My life is somewhere between 4 and 8 points more, however many turns ago that was, and that's just more draw steps I can get. The Shadow Spear doesn't put the creature out of Fury range. Wild matchup, very cool deck. Tough mulligan, and I didn't play great, so a lot of things didn't work in my favor there. On to the next round. The Command Tower software by Eminence Gaming is perfect for hosting TCG events. It features easy-to-create event registration for 1v1 and 4-player Swiss structured tournaments. Event management has never been so simple, and it's web-based, so there's no download required. Get access for just $5 at eminence.event/subscribe. I'm on the draw in round 4 against Kai Sawatari, who is a known Doomsday expert, but also has been on Painter a lot lately. I'm going to keep this. I have the turn 2 Painter Goldfish. Just 6 mana spread over 2 turns, and bang bang. Okay, we're nomadsing these days. Well, that makes everything worse. We both have a turn 2 Goldfish, it seems. I'm going to paint everything red. If this even resolves. Things are painted red now. Wish I had a Fury. I'm gonna hope he does not have the turn 2 Goldfish, and that I do. You keep a hand with a turn 2 Goldfish, and you die on turn 2 instead. I'll play Draw Magic. I'm just gonna look at his deck and then concede. Got Cabal there. We've got Stoneforge Mystic. That's the important information. There's a Narcomoeba. We've got Dread Return. Got Thassa's Oracle. It's all there. Another Narcomoeba. Now we can check with Ball Therapy. Okay, cool. A good chance he has a Daze or a Force in his hand, or he wouldn't have jammed that hard, but also super cool, just dying on the draw. Okay, all this graveyard hate comes in. I like Sharpshooter, Crater Maker, Pithing Needle, Fury. Kind of like all of this. I think I'm not going to do any Thornbite Pyre stuff in this matchup. As we just saw, we can die on turn 2 with Counterspell Protection. I'm just going to focus on managing the board because my deck is better as a fair deck than my opponent's deck is. Prospectors are worse here. Twin-Shot Sniper's fine. Iki-Jiki's kind of a lot, but is kind of overkill. Automaton can go. I gotta make one more cut here. I really like Goblin Sharpshooter in the matchup. I'm rooting for that one. I think that is the right cut, but it's not the one I'm gonna make. We go down to 1 Grindstone and just tutor it when I need it. Slows down my Goldfish, but like I said, I'm a better fair deck than them. All right, let's do the thing. I have turn 1 Painter, turn 2 Table. I'm going to paint things red again to turn on these Furies. Throw a Shuko. Okay. Great Furnace. I'd rather have the basic or more artifacts in play. Does it matter? I'm more susceptible to hate, but I don't think I'm going to get hated here. Good chance we just get turn 2'd again. If he has a Force of Will, we're dead. The Shuko rather than the Nomad lets him play around removal. Or a sorcery speed removal anyway. Cool. I could just zap Narcomoeba right now and figure out where the rest of this game's going. I am going to zap Narcomoeba right now. If it got the counter spell, we're dead anyway. Okay, step through Stoneforge Mystic. So you can combo kill me next turn by stepping through for Oracle. We've got Brazen Borrowers, Cabal Therapies, Cauldron Complete, which is a fancy looking red card. Stoneforge Mystics with 1 in hand. This is the point of the video where everyone in the comments starts screaming at me Why didn't you wait till the whole deck was in the graveyard? Then you just win. Well, at some point, they find a Cabal Therapy, and they check for graveyard hate. And then they have some number of Narc Amoebas. They know what's going on anyway. And it doesn't work the way you want it to. Step through Stoneforge Mystic. So I do have to kill Illusionist this turn. Or I'm probably dead. Or it costs 4 mana to do that. I do have a turn that I can not kill Illusionist. I'm actually just going to keep my whole hand though. Because I can hardcast Fury this turn. And then I can hardcast Fury next turn. They mill 3 here. Okay. I need them to... So if they would just play Stoneforge, I bash for a bunch, and then play my other Fury. I need them to not draw a counterspell this turn. Stoneforge Mystic on the stack. Getting the Cauldra. Stoneforge is a 2/2. Flip my bro into a different bro. And I think I want to offer the trade with Goblin Shaman here. I don't think they're going to block because they would like Cauldra in play. Right, they can block that one. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, shit. What the fuck, man? I misclicked and cast the wrong thing in the worst possible way. Jesus Christ. Okay. Time to just put Grindstone in my graveyard and win anyway, I hope. Because that was supposed to be a Fury and I just took 4 mana. Or took 4 damage for no reason at all. Alright, if I die to Cauldra here, I deserve it. Jesus, that was bad. If they can ponder into a removal spell for Painter, now I just lose. Oh my god. I mean, I might have them dead on the back swinging anyway. I might have this game so far in the pocket that none of this even matters, but wow. Ponder did not shuffle. I hate that for me. Okay, untapping with Reflection. This should be super safe. Okay, so I flip Great Furnace into Grindstone. I can kill them in a variety of ways here. Activate Grindstone. Even if you found a removal spell, I can copy it with Reflection. So Plowshares. Copy. Painter. Also name red so I can pitch this Pithing Needle to Fury if I need to. Okay, wow. Devastating misclick, but so far ahead that it didn't even matter. Yikes. Sting Scourger is a potent answer to Cauldra. That's something I think I need. I have, what, 4 answers to Stoneforge Mystic? 5 if we count Pithing Needle. Scourger better than Sharpshooter? I don't think so, because Sharpshooter hard locks the game once it's active. If there's an artifact in their graveyard, Welder can answer Cauldra. That is a big if, though. I'm looking at my possible cuts, and it's like Engineer, Fable, Apprentice, Dragon Engine. Might just be off an Engineer and up a Scourger. Just some available out to a Cauldra if they go that plan. This hand, once again, dies to a turn 2 Goldfish. Has a pretty solid Goldfish of its own. Doesn't have graveyard hate. I'm going to mulligan this. Okay, I don't like that this only has 1 land in it, but I do like that it has both a removal spell and a graveyard hate spell. No cast Shuko. Cast Nomads. Okay, Ponder's even better. Deal. Deck, how about Ancient Tomb off the top? Take a Welder, though. Illusionist is in play. Now they need 2 counterspells to stop all this from happening. I'm going to pitch Fable, because I think my Engineers, especially with a Resolved Welder, are a good spam situation. Illusionists. Not mill any artifacts, unfortunately. I could extract Illusionist now, and only worry about Stoneforge, but I am worried about Stoneforge. I will extract the Illusionist in the draw step. That's at least a fight we can fight where Lethal's not on the stack currently. Got one out of the hand, sniped him. Illusionist out of the hand, Illusionist out of the deck. Backup plan is Cauldra, 3 Urza Sagas. Prismatic Ending, super annoying in the hand. At least I'm not dead. Did not shuffle, found a Saga right away. Welder's gone. Okay, deck, I need a land. Like, for real, for real. God, deck. Why would you do this to me? Opponent immediately rips Urza Saga, and then we blank forever. I obviously don't have Meltdown in my deck, because why the hell would I? That card shouldn't be in the list. And we're just going to die to these 2/2s. Excuse me, 3/3s. Excuse me, 4/4s. Excuse me, 5/4. Excuse me, 6/4. Yeah, I have no out to this. Dead on board. I guess Fury can slow this down a bit. PYRE-MONIUM's not it. Alright, great opening hand. Ran into a big case of the run bads, made worse by my opponent's run goods, and died to the third plan of the deck, which is why Cephalid Breakfast is so good. Because it has this turn 2 Goldfish that outraced our turn 2 Goldfish in round 1, and then we stuffed their combo, then had to beat a Stoneforge Mystic game 2, and then we stuffed their combo. He didn't have Stoneforge Mystic, and then found an Urza Saga game 3. This deck just comes at you from too many directions. On to the final round. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. On the play for the final round, positive record on the line. Definitely keeping this one. Turn 1 Welder is pretty cool, if I find a mana source, which my deck is known for never giving me. We have Saga on curve here. I could also channel Twin Shot Sniper and weld it back off Soul Guide Lantern or Grindstone, if that's what this game seems to be about. Okay. Esper Sentinel is a card that can kiss my ass. Ooh. We have a long-term plan now, but I am just killing this Esper Sentinel. And that invests a extremely potent artifact in the graveyard for the future. Back for 1. I hope this is hammer time, because I played this deck on the channel a couple weeks ago, and it was not very good against the legacy interaction that exists. Very good deck in Modern. Retrofitter and Wasteland. I mean, that's annoying, but I'm still in pretty good control here. Drawing lands like a boss. I'm going to play Soul Guide and Grindstone. Take out this Wasteland. I don't know if that's going to matter. But I like that I can turn Retrofitter Foundry into Esper Sentinel if I need to. That's why I left the Wasteland in there. Any creature they play is just going to get sniped. And if they don't play a creature, I actually want to turn Grindstone, not Soul Guide, into Twin Shot. I might Grindstone later. Upstairs with this. They spend a removal spell on it. And that's Painter in the clear. I don't know why you would ever remove this card. When Goblin Welder has been on board for the whole game. Fable is tempting. Yeah, I'm going for Fable. This adds to the board, and it lets me throw Painter into the graveyard, which is better than having it in my hand right now, because if I weld Twin Shot into Grindstone, and then untap, discard Painter, activate Grindstone, weld Grindstone into Painter, that's a line that saves me 2 mana and lets me draw extra cards. Tavern on Human, Lotus Petal. If I get comboed out here somehow, I'm going to be bummed. Dungeoneer I don't care about. You're already dead. Credentials, Tutors, Plains. I guess they could pitchcast a Solitude and cause me trouble. In the end step, turn Sniper into Grindstone. Prospector. I'm just going to discard both of these. And, okay. They didn't even make me think about the Solitude. I was about to start really weighing on whether I want to expose my Painter right now, and they were like, dead. Okay, we are white initiative creatures with Retrofitter Foundry. So there's more going on. There's some sort of artifact, something going on here. This could be an Oswald Fiddlebender deck. That's a thing that kicks around. Do I even do anything? I mean, Fury looks like a shoe-in. But I think all my various combos all have good vibes here. Probably go mega low on Pyroblast. Get Ensnaring Bridge. Sharpshooter. If I want Matron for the full value, just 0 Pyroblast. Matron Crater Maker. Yeah, I'll try this. 0 Blast, all combos. I am gonna keep my hand. I can turn 1 Pyre, turn 2 Matron, then Pyre Matron into Sharpshooter. Jump the entire curve. Lotus Petal. Taki War's Wage. Okay. Well. Oh my god. A devastating turn 1. Or turn 2. Alright, they wastelanded me and Kataki'd my junk out. Okay. Want to play against the Goblin deck? We can play against the Goblin deck. We can play Den next turn. Or I could play Den now, get Saga going. Yeah, if I want to curve Saga out here, which I do, I have to play Den now. Sucks that they've now shown me they're a Wasteland deck. Hope they don't have 2. Kataki's a weird choice in a deck with Esper Sentinel and Retrofitter Foundry. We'll see how this shakes out. Bold strategy, Cotton, as they say. Oswald Fiddlebender is not a human. He is a gnome artificer. Saga, engineer. We're gonna Entomb Painter and just head for the end game here. Wow, sure. I got more of those, don't worry. Fruiter of the Guard. Where's this going? I'm gonna grab a Solitude just to make sure you don't die. It's a reasonable thing to do. Lauren of the Third Path, that's so much worse. True Painter, is this helpful? No, because they have to pay for it and they can just kill it. So I need to engineer a Grindstone into my yard here. Or I could Matron for Goblin Sharpshooter. Just float GG 2 turns out. There's a good chance that Twin Shot Sniper is just better here, but I'm going for Sharpshooter. This is too cool not to do. And I will trade off with anything here. They are in control right now. I need to be alive until my engines kick in. Here's Lauren, who's going to take out my Saga. Don't have a Caracas to loop right now. Yuri, hello. Awkward to just pitch the Sharpshooter I just tutored for, but I think that's the right play. Freya's Apprentice kicks the engine back in, and she's a flyer. Okay, sorry, Goblin Sharpshooter, you had your chance. This will be super awkward when they shove Seasoned Dungeoneer next turn. I'm doing what I can. Oh, I could have played Painter, painted it red, and pitched Thornbite Staff, and kept my Sharpshooter. Bummer. Probably messed that up. Swords to Plowshares, you got it. And Thalia, Guardian of Threeben. Okay. Goblin Engineer. There's a Painter in the graveyard. I'm gonna put a Twin Shot Sniper. No, I can't get that one back with this card. Just grab Grindstone, then Painter Grindstone are both in the bin. Neither are helpful on this board state though. So just investing in the future seems fine. My next land cast Freya's Apprentice through Thalia, and then I'm stable with multiple artifacts. The blocks here. They haven't played a land. It's turn 7, and they haven't played a land since turn 4. So we know their hand is all spells. Here's 2 of them. Swords to Plowshares. Come on, deck. Now I'm just dead to the Seasoned Dungeoneer that's been sitting in their hand the whole game. Okay, doesn't look like it's actually Seasoned Dungeoneer. But right, I guess Thalia is a soldier, not any of the things that care. But that was annoying. They gave me false hope. Skirk Prospector can be mana next turn, where it's probably too late. I'm just dead right now. They go 5, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I can't win this game. Okay. On to game 3. Now we know they're closer to Death and Taxes than some Initiative Stompy deck, but they seem to be a little of both. I don't think that changes my board plan. I think Needle on Wasteland could be a thing. Taki. Okay. On the play, everything's better. That's just how non-blue mirrors work. And now I know what I need to play against. On the play, I can turn 1 Welder, turn 2 Fable. I am going to keep this. I am susceptible to Wasteland, but that's always going to be true in this deck. And if they waste me on the draw under a turn 1 Goblin Welder, that's a decision they can certainly make with their lives. I Ganjo and pass. Saga, I would rather get Fable into play here. It just represents so much gas. Probably should have attacked first. Now they know where their removal spells need to point, but here comes Goblin Welder. And they did take out the second one. Rest in peace. Okay. That makes Goblin Welder a bit worse. And I will not be discarding any cards here. Thanks. The Urza's Saga. Back with my Welder. And I don't think I just want to shove Grindstone into play, knowing that they have Kataki. I have no way to remove Rest in Peace in my whole deck, so I might as well just play Goblin Engineer. And I can either put a card that I don't want anymore in the graveyard, or I can leave all my cards in my deck. I'm going to leave all my cards in my deck. Currently have no exposure to a Kataki. Do have exposure to a Lauren. Freya's Apprentice. What's up, Buttercup? I'm going to bash into this Lauren. Happy to trade anything for it. I'm going to play Apprentice. I'm not going to Fury to 2-for-1 myself on a Lauren that already 2-for-1'd me. I'm going to try to be a little patient. If they do Seasoned Engineer this turn, I can clear all their blockers or enough of their blockers to take the initiative and then hopefully keep it. If they play Caracas, bounce Lauren, redeploy Lauren, kill Reflection, or Brea's Apprentice, that's all annoying. But at least that's their whole turn, and I'm pretty far ahead on this board. Do have Kataki, and they have Wasteland. Okay, taking out my Ancient Tomb here is a pretty big beating, but I can sacrifice Thopter in my upkeep before I have to pay for it. And then that lets me play an extra card this turn. It is the land that I was looking for. Not going to pay for Thopter. Am going to pay for Apprentice. Draw for turn. Hit my land drop. Fury, their squad. Get after this. And we're each going to draw a card. That's fun. I like cards. Okay, I can Reflection the Fury and put 6 damage on them right now. Or I could Reflection Apprentice, get some value long term. Going after copying Fury mitigates Swords to Plowshares because now they're not killing something that is going to stick around. Like if they want to Plow Fury to save 6 damage, that's targeting a creature that was going to disappear anyway. Okay, that was a pretty exciting turn. Opponent's at 8. I have 2 engines online. They can't reasonably introduce the initiative because I'll take it immediately. And I don't think they're winning an initiative foot race here. Nothing go. Suspicious. They don't have Solitude mana, which is the thing I'm worried about. This is kind of a chicken game here, where if I copy Brea's Apprentice, they probably just allow it in response. I'm going to attack with my Goblins and Brea's Apprentice. And then I'm going to go for an end step copy. I'm going to run out this Skirk Prospector. I guess I'll run out this Grindstone too. If I top deck Painter, I want to win the game. If they have some kind of sweeper or dedicated hate card, I'm in trouble. Painter does still win it. Esper Sentinel, I don't care about. Caracas, I don't care about. Let's find out right now. I guess I can copy Goblin Engineer. They have 2 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers, 6 attackers. I'm just going to copy Goblin Engineer. This is an effective attacker that's also a Goblin for Skirk Prospector mana, and I'm dancing around Swords to Plowshares. Solitude on the pitch cast. Pitching Seasoned Engineer. Should just take out Reflection. Okay, yeah, that is what's happening. Reflection's gone. Engineer's in. There are artifacts I don't want to draw at this point, like Mox Opal, Thornbite Staff, Soul Guide Lantern. A lot of bad ones. Alright, Pyre of Heroes can go out of my deck forever. Not that that card is necessarily bad in this spot, it's just not where I want to be with my life. Ancient Tomb, fire up Den of the Bugbear. Going to attack with all of my creatures. And we did it. A positive record with this insane convoluted pile of lines. I did miss the counterplay of traditional red painter in terms of like lightning bolt, just really clean magic cards that interact with your opponent. But we also benefited multiple times from like graveyard hate and or artifact hate in play, and then we just win with goblins. that was a very real thing that we had some awesome games with. Twin Shot Sniper was a heater. We never actually got to Kiki Jiki, like full Kiki Jiki, but we did a lot of mirror breaking off of Reflection of Kiki Jiki. Thornbite Staff was never equipped to anything. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go down that road, but it was a pretty hostile league to dirtily combos, and I did board it out a couple times. But the deck has so many plans that you can cut one entirely, and it's fine. I am going to put a Braid in over that Meltdown. This is not a deck that can really afford to play Meltdown. A Braid's fine. You could even play a Goblin Trashmaster if you really want to get crazy about it, but I'd rather have a Braid because it's also good against Delver and DRC, where Trashmaster is a crazy engine for specifically artifact mirrors. And for what this is trying to do, this is a well-constructed deck. Milan's eyes might be bigger than his stomach in deck building, but he never underseasons the meal. And this was a tasty little league. I don't have a lot to say about this. It's so crazy that it's not like it's going to change the metagame. Probably nobody will ever play a deck like this ever again, but it was surprisingly coherent the way all the plans laid on top of each other. Milan, thank you for another exciting league. Glad I could put up another positive record with one of your crazy brews. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.